Right now we're talking with S.E. Green, author. You know, we talked with J.A. Jans earlier in one of our Outside the Book programs, and she, of course, you're a lot younger than she is, but when she was coming up, it was suggested to her that she use initials because people would not take her seriously because she was writing about a male homicide detective.
Oh, okay.
So your use of your initials has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so the reason why I'm using initials, my real name is Shannon Greenland, and under that name I wrote some fun spy novels. And so when I wrote the killer books, because of the dark content, my agent and my editor recommended that I pick a pseudonym, and that's how I came up with S.E. Green.
How much
So-
fun is that to have a pseudonym?
I know, I feel so
Right? You're a real writer.
secretive.
Yes, but then, I mean, to be able to say you have a pseudonym, I mean, you've arrived.
Yeah.
Take us through your process of writing. A lot of your fans want to know how you go about it. Is it ritualistic? Do you have a calendar? Do you have a schedule? How do you do that?
I do. I am every day, like even this morning I woke up at 5 o'clock and I wrote. I do it every day, or at least I try to. And if I'm not writing fresh, then I'm editing or outlining or something like that. But unlike other writers, I don't do a lot of research beforehand. I just dig in and start writing, and then I'll stop and research along the way, and that's my process.
Just like kind of let it flow and then
Yes,
follow it.
because I feel like if I do too much prep beforehand, it hampers that creativeness that
Sure.
makes the book so crazy when I'm writing it.
Speaking of crazy,
Yeah.
you like to write about serial killers. Okay,
Yeah.
and I read somewhere that you write about them because you think maybe, well, is it in all of us, that ability?
Well, I tell you, okay, so the tagline is everyone has a dark side. And it's true, everyone does, whether you want to admit it or not, everyone has a dark side. And that's what I explore in this book. And I mean, obviously at this point I have done a ton of research on the books, but what scares me the most is that your next door neighbor could be a serial killer and you have no clue. Now, my next door neighbor is an 80-year-old retired man.
It
so
doesn't mean-
I give him a
Ah.
few suspicious looks every now and then. What do you got going on? What are you hiding?
Have you ever considered maybe going to a place where there might still be a serial killer in prison and chatting with that person?
Yes, and I actually tried. I made contact and I was turned down on visits, but I was very interested in going and talking with one, but it never came about.
And why is it that you think readers, that people in general are so obsessed with that dark side?
Well, I think it's a natural curiosity to see what's going on inside of our brains, and then when somebody turns to that darkness and really evolves it, it's a natural curiosity, and yeah, it's a morbid curiosity, but there's nothing wrong with it. To read about it and be curious about it, to study it.
Is it important to get to the end and have a it's going to be okay sort of feel?
No, not necessarily, because that's not life.
That's important, isn't it?
You got to go with the story and where it just naturally progresses, and I don't know, mine necessarily isn't a happy ending. Not that I'm trying to give you a spoiler, but
Okay.
it follows with the book.
Let's talk about the characters and let's talk about the sense of place. Which is more important to you? The spatiality, the place, or the person?
Oh, the person, definitely. The character is what makes the book. The character is what the reader becomes interested in, and even if they don't fall in love with the character, they have to understand them, root for them, be curious about them. So I think the character is the most important.
You think they have to understand the character, or maybe at least be curious enough to want to know more?
Both. Well, an understanding, curiosity, willing to cheer for the character in both situations, the bad and the good. I mean, think about Hannibal.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's a villain. We all like to, well, I like to cheer for Hannibal. I don't know if other people do, but I'm like,
do you ever
"Come
get
on."
letters about your characters? That,
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
And it's funny, last night I was having this exact discussion. I get very interesting reader letters, people that relate to my main character.
Ooh.
And while I'm happy to get those letters, I encourage them to explore their darkness in a natural, healthy way.
And we will leave it on that note. Explore your darkness in a very natural, healthy way. Author S.E. Green, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.